Hey there, I've got another great story. It's about Fred and Edna through the hedge, and it's written by Jenny Hessel, illustrations by Alphys Williamson, and it's published by Nelson Price Melbourne. Fred and Edna lived next door to us. Fred was about 100. He had white hair and skin that didn't fit him properly. It was wrinkled all over, like clothes that are too big for you. When people were passing, they'd call out, "How's it going, Fred?" Fred would slap his thigh and say, "Never better, never better." Edna was about 100 too. She had lovely rosy cheeks and smelled of violets. "How are you today, William?" she would ask when she saw me on the path. "Never better, I would answer, and Fred and Edna would chortle together. And look at those beautiful illustrations. Fred and Edna and I were great friends. Sometimes when Fred was working in the garden, he would stop and lean on his shovel. "How's it going, Fred?" I would call, and Fred would shake his head and say, "Oh, I could use another man to clear this lot." Then I'd squeeze through the gap in the hedge, and Fred and I would dig and hoe and pull up the weeds together. "Thanks, old chap," he would say when it was finished. Sometimes when I was playing with my ball, I would kick it too high, and it would soar over the hedge and land with a plunk in the rose bushes. Then Edna would hitch her skirts high above her knees and kick the ball back over the hedge to our place. "We could use you on our football team," I would say, and Edna would chuckle and call out, "Did you hear that, Fred? Did you hear what that boy just said?" And there's Edna kicking the ball. And sometimes, for no reason at all, I would crawl through the gap in the hedge and go and knock on their front door. "Why, it's William," Edna would say, clapping her hands together as though my visit was the nicest thing that had happened to them all week. "Come in, William, come in. Now, would you like a slice of chocolate cake with walnuts on top and buttercream filling?" "Oh, that'd be great," I'd say, and Fred would beam at me from his chair in the corner. And there's Fred and that delicious looking chocolate cake with the walnuts on top. Then Edna would take 2 porcelain plates down from the dresser and cut us each a thick slice of cake. "How is it?" she would ask, bending anxiously over me. "Oh, it's delicious," I would mumble, my mouth full. "Never better, never better," Fred would add, winking at me from across the room. "Oh, look, it looks a lovely piece of cake. It's making me hungry for cake." One day, Mum came into my room looking very serious. "William," she said, "I've some very sad news." "It's Fred." "What about him?" I asked, my throat tightening. "He had a heart attack this morning," said Mum. "They took him to the hospital, but there was nothing they could do." "Is he dead?" I whispered. Mum nodded. "I'm sorry, William," she said. For weeks I stayed right away from the hedge. If I saw Edna out in the garden, I went around by the back way so that I wouldn't have to talk to her. There he is. He's had some very sad news. I don't blame him for not wanting to be in touch with Edna. But one day she took me by surprise. I was playing with my skateboard on the drive when she suddenly appeared at the gap in the hedge. "Hello, William," she said. "Hello," I answered, not looking at her. "How are you?" "I'm okay." I pushed my skateboard with the edge of my foot. "I was wondering," said Edna, Would you like to come over for some chocolate cake?" I swallowed hard. "I can't," I said at last. "Mum wants me to go to the shops." Oh, said Edna softly. Well, perhaps another time. I nodded and picking up my skateboard, ran inside. I'm wondering how Edna might be feeling at the moment. I know that William is feeling a little bit unsure of what he should do and say. Let's find out what happens. At dinner, Mum looked at me hard. What's the matter with you? She asked. Nothing, I answered. You haven't eaten a thing, she said, pointing at my plate. I'm not hungry, I muttered. Mum nodded. Have you ever felt like you're not hungry and something inside your tummy is a bit uncertain? All evening I tried not to think about Fred or about Edna sitting by herself next door. Suddenly I couldn't bear it any longer. I'm just going to see Edna, I called as I hurried outside. Mum smiled but said nothing. I squeezed through the gap in the hedge and went to knock on the door. Edna opened it and her face broke into a delighted smile. Why, William, she said, what a lovely surprise. Do come in. She showed me into the living room. Fred's chair sat empty in the corner. How are you? She asked quietly. Not too good, I answered. Me neither, she said. Then she held out her arms and I ran into them and hugged her tight. And we cried and cried until there were no tears left. Then Edna pulled away and held me out at arm's length. How would you like a piece of chocolate cake? She asked. Oh, that'd be great, I answered. Let's turn this one over here. She took down a porcelain plate from the dresser and cut me a thick slice. How is it? She asked anxiously, peering at me. I paused and glanced across at the empty chair. Then I smiled. Never better, never better, I said, and we chortled together. Now chortling is having a wee laugh. I really like that story because it's something that we can all do together. Care about the people who are around us, and if something untoward happens, let's just share and be kind and really, really thinking of others at the sad times. I hope you share this story with other people. It's a really good opportunity to think about others in your life and how much you care about them. Until next time, ka kite.